I started selling planners on Etsy without ever holding one in my hand. And here's my collection of planners. I started selling planners on Etsy without ever holding one in my hand. And here's my collection of planners. I was in the UAE designing late night and using Printify to ship my products to the US. It felt like a gamble. What if the print quality was bad? What if no one bought it? But this is the very first planner that I ever had from Etsy. But I knew I had to try because this planner wasn't just about pages. It was my survival tool as a creator. So this is how my planner journey started and how it evolved into what it is today. So first, I really like the idea of having a planner that has a customized quotes on the binding on the side because it gives me a way to put some quotes or anything motto in life, and I can just put it on my bookshelf, like just serves as a reminder. A reminder that I am strong and some today's affirmation that will help me to go through the day. So after I got the sample from US from Printify, so I tried to do it from home, but you see, as you can see, it's really a failure at first. It took me a while to get the perfect planner that I really wanted. I tried to do it sewing by hand, sewing by sewing machine, or just by glue itself, but in the long run, I just wanted to sell the planners that I have, so I just stick to coil binding. So it was the best seller, coil binding, but I really like the idea of having a lay flat planner. At the same time, you can put your quotes on the side of your planner. So I tried to learn a lot of things. It took me a while, like 2 years most likely. I tried to search which is the perfect lamination, especially I wanted to have that thin matte lamination itself. I even asked suppliers from here or from Alibaba. I even had some failures, as you can see here in this planner. It's thick lamination and I really don't like it. It doesn't give me that luxury feeling. Because the ones that I got from the United States is really good and I really like the matte feeling and also the paper itself. I want it to be beige color, like cream color, and it's lay flat. So that's what I really wanted. So I tried a lot of experiments and after a long run, here we go. So this one, I really love it because it really took me a while, as I said, but it was rewarding because a lot of people were buying from it. At the same time, it's really hard work because I needed to sew it one by hand, and I do it every other night whenever I have some orders or just to stash some stocks, because it takes a while because you need to bind it as well with glue. So it takes like one day of one full night to finish it. And later I will show it to you how I do it. So these are just the samples that I did. Of course, I started by folding one by one the papers, and of course it depends if there's like prints inside. So it takes me like depends of how many orders that I have. And then usually at night I try to sew it again one by one, trying to create some signatures, if that's what they called, I forgot. So yeah, and then the next day I tried to put them all together and glue them and wait the whole day or overnight to let it dry, because you need to make sure if they are not falling apart or if they stick together, so you need to be sure about it. The process, it's really taking a while, so I suggest if you're creating some planners like this ones, you need to create such a stash or stock of it, so later on you will not be in a hurry, you know, or getting frustrated if you don't have any stash of planners. Now I'm just going to try to clean the side of the journal, at the same time double check if it's really intact and glued, you know, so there will be no falling papers later on or any customer complaints, because we don't want that. Now I'm starting to cut it with my electrical guillotine, so you can just buy a regular guillotine from any stationery shop, I suppose, or probably in Amazon. So before I used the manual one, but it was really hard for me, especially when I got pregnant. I don't want to force myself, you know, cutting it, because it needs some force whenever you cut papers with it. So when I got pregnant, I tried to invest with the electrical one, and it's really a lifesaver. Now I'm starting to measure the hardcover for the planner or journal. And here's the hardcover. I'm just trying to stick up them with tape for the meantime, just to double check if I will be able to open and close the planner itself. After that, I started printing for the hardcover. I use a 2A4 sticker paper and laminated with matte lamination. The binding, it will be hard at first, but once you get used to it, it's really easy peasy. And it's really therapeutic whenever you're doing this, especially with some nice music on the side, on the background, and some nice coffee. So yeah, if you are a hobbyist, this kind of doing a planner, it's really a thing for you, maybe. Or maybe not. Well, it depends, you know. So of course, after I did the hardcover, I will start to glue the journal itself, the binding itself, in the hardcover. So it will take me at least a day or overnight to wait it until it's dry. So remember, after you put the glue, try as much as possible to put some paper on the underneath, so you will not be able to harm the next paper or add some glue. Sometimes that's one of the main problems that I have, because I'm in a hurry and I forgot to add some paper at the back. After you glue both sides, try to put some heavy books on the top or any heavy book material on the top, so they will just stick glued at the same time. You know, when it gets dry, there will be no bubbles on the glue part itself. So after so many hours of preparing such one planner, here she is. It's already done. Yes, it takes a lot of work, but it's really fulfilling once you made it. So this one, it took me like at least 2 years to make it perfect. So yeah, I just hope you guys love all the planners that you receive from us from VisiWorks. It's really a handmade with love.